To be honest, it is an attack carried out against the assaults in Israel's label, deep inside, approximately 560 to 700 kilometers inward. This is an attack. The school never expected this. The war battery they have brought close to these people is a military battery. That being said, if I move the business rocket launcher spots down to the area where people live, it will be shifted underground. There, it was kept in the shade. According to the government, approximately 100,000 people have been completely displaced in just these 2 days in such a devastating manner. In just 2.5 days, 750,000 people were displaced from there. Many have gone in different directions. Other large groups have gone towards Syria. One would never expect to see such an attack even in a lifetime. Over the past 20 years, Iran has had a significant budget allocated for training thousands of people. I mentioned this in an old video. Approximately 20,000 to 60,000 people are inactive, meaning they are reservists who are active. This is what has been targeted and destroyed. It was truly terrifying. Seeing it made me afraid. Nasrullah cried. Then, in a way, their leaders were completely finished. The reason for transforming it into a form without a lead is that they have several signal channels. Even in Saturn, they have created various types of commando forces in different regions, and they have developed 11 proxies to attack in any way. One of Iran's proxies is the Shia militia Hezbollah group. That is what Italy has destroyed. What I will discuss in this video is another aspect. What is the United Nations? What has been done in the last 15 years, or rather in the last 6 years? We know. Russia, Ukraine. Russia was a powerful nation before the war. They said they invaded the country. What has the United Nations been able to do about this? One could say it is a useless organization. It has not been able to do anything. They invaded and attacked very brutally in many areas. They killed children and women as well. They were involved in hospitals and caught up in schools. The United Nations, as an international organization that is unable to do anything effectively, has now changed its Secretary General. What is the International Board of Justice in Geneva doing? What is it? They do many things. Legal actions are part of the judgment process. Israel is being labeled as a terrorist state. Today, arrest warrants are being issued against Hamas. This is quite a concerning situation. Think about it, sir. There is something like this. You will say it's the 11th city and the judge is rising like this. What is this nonsense? Due to this incident, it has now become time to address everything at the bank for that. The United Nations events are the reason for the cover. Now, being safe, COVID has caused the biggest problem. The organization has been destroying this world by providing completely erroneous definitions and comments about it. What is it working for? Next, there was an attack by Hamas. Following that, Hezbollah supported them, and it is estimated that around 14,000 to 16,000 missiles were launched in that direction. What could be done? Yes, it is something that everyone knows about. Hamas Pass. This is more. That is, the complete blockage of the movement of ships in the Suez Canal. has affected global trade. So, what can be done with them? They are just lying there and whining while the General Assembly calls for various things. What is the need for this? Are they executing anything? And how many countries' support do they have? When something happens in the world, it should be strongly defended and criticized, and wrongdoings should be recognized as wrong. The Secretary General should address such events with sanctions against those responsible. The main reason for skating around the Middle East is that the United Nations is only focused on the Ukraine-Russia situation. After that, it is when Russia has gained control over the entire world. Nothing was taken now that the attack has already happened against the East in the Middle East, which means on 7th October. After that, the attacks by Hezbollah and other proxies have also occurred. There are countries that provide funds to many people in support of jihad. What action has been taken? My question is that we all depend on the United Nations to make various decisions globally as it aims for global peace. That is the reason for its formation. What actions could be taken? A few monkeys over there are just shouting something in support of it. However, isolating this is not possible as they cannot prevent attacks like this. There are so many children affected now. When we talk about the Taliban, they are becoming increasingly brutal, especially against women. The support for what the Taliban can do has not been provided by any Islamic country. Many Islamic countries in the world are openly supporting them during the day. What actions are they all taking, including the United Nations, regarding this situation? So when we talk about something, it is a culturally significant sedition, isn't it? All countries have finally considered Sudan. For that, some countries in the Middle East are supporting it through agent support. What is really happening on my side over there? What could be done there? This station did not happen. People are falling dead in Sudan. No action could be taken. At that point, the event referred to as the United Nations lost all relevance. Because just like the world, when a kiss comes, it will affect everyone. In the past, there have been 111 incidents like this. It won't affect everyone, but today there will be cases somewhere in the world. It is affecting everyone. Similarly, the mpox is really impacting people because it is happening suddenly. It is spreading all over the world. So, controlling all of this and managing it is essential. Controlling the territory is also important. There are many countries supporting it. This means that neither the United Nations nor anyone else can suppress it from within or outside. Just like the seating arrangement today, I often watch their live broadcasts, their fears, and many of their events during the time of the United Nations Secretary General Neva Silver. The person who ate here is controlling the post of the first Secretary General. These people say that there are now individuals in the world who have no ability at all to listen. They all have diplomatic passports, so why are they even making a fuss for many countries, including India? That is why they are running away. The most powerful countries in the world, like America and other wealthy nations, are now unable to intervene when it comes to crisis. Similarly, even if they are in a position of power, they cannot stop many countries that are openly funding them. So what is the need for such an organization in the world? It is said that the beginning of this is when problems like this arise in the world, and I am here to bring the solution. They are unable to even manage that. What they are saying now is who started blaming Israel. This is where it all began. Who started looking at the situation on 1st October? They were silently observing the countries that support them. Isn't it necessary to intervene here? If they intervene strongly, it will also garner support from other countries. However, they lack the ability to intervene. They simply spend a huge amount on a United Nations project. No one knows what is happening in this world. This is basically the requirement. When a significant event occurs in the world, whether it is a crisis or a fast, and when jihadist elements come in a terrorist style, whether it is in Sudan, Ukraine, Russia, or the Middle East, there is always an interview conducted with one Russian. And that is the most important thing, or the very existence of the world itself will not proceed peacefully in the way we intend. The hope of the people is completely fading away. Therefore, India is ready to take a clear stance against the United Nations as soon as possible.